My name is Randy Rubenstein, and welcome to the Mastermind Parenting Podcast. At Mastermind Parenting, we're on a mission to support strong-willed kids and the families that love them. Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
I'm here with, introduce yourself.
My name is Cory Rubenstein, leader of this household.
Leader, also baby of this household.
Mm-hmm.
Baby of this household that doesn't look like such a baby anymore. He's graduating high school tomorrow. No, 2 days. In 2 days. And he is here out of the goodness of his heart because we've had many requests from my masterminders to record an episode about when kids should get phones and all things around middle school, high school, phones, social media. So we're going to have a conversation.
I kind of forgot it was about that.
I know he's been asking me all afternoon. He's been dragging his feet. Because he's legitimately has a lot on his plate. He just got home from a month-long. Legitimately, he just got home from a month-long school trip. If you notice all the doggy shenanigans, whenever Cory comes into my space or I go into his space, these girls get very excited.
They have to start fighting.
They have to start fighting. Anybody who watches these recordings normally just sees me recording and them sleeping, but they love all this. It's like a celebrity guest.
Should I fill them in on why the video probably cut?
Yeah.
Because Hazel knocked over the Stanley Cup and ice was everywhere.
Okay, now we're going to have to either lock them up or put them on the couch with us.
Let's lock them up.
You don't want to just have them up here with us?
Okay.
Girls, come here. Hey, come here. Come here.
Come here.
You have to pick her up. Come here, Cheryl. Yeah, this is a much more interesting. Okay, so Cory legitimately has a lot going on. He just got back from a school trip. He's graduating in 2 days. Then he leaves. He has to have all of his stuff. He's going to be a counselor at camp, packed up, ready to be shipped off tomorrow. So it's been fast and furious. And then he goes and is a counselor for a bunch of little kids for a month.
Now I just got switched to the youngest age group.
Oh, you did get switched to the youngest age group?
Well, no, not officially, but probably.
He was with the youngest age group 2 years ago. I thought you were excellent with them.
Yeah, I was.
Okay, but that's not what we're talking about today. Today we are talking about technology, getting phones, and since he is officially 18 and he's ready to, he sees the light.
Mm-hmm.
I've pulled back the curtain a little bit, explaining some of my rhyme and reason for doing things lately. And I really want you to teach us what you think would, knowing what you know now. And because, I mean, the parents, we're in an impossible position because you either don't get your kid the phone and then you worry that they're going to feel left out, or you get your kid the phone
and they resent you.
And they resent you later because why?
I have talked to my friends about it, and they all can agree that we wish we got our phones later.
When?
I would say either 8th or 9th grade. Because we all agreed that your childhood ends when you get your phone. And like there's just a sort of like innocence and like aspect of just, I don't know, your youth that's gone when you get a phone.
Well, can you expand on that?
I don't know, like childhood memories. When I think of childhood memories, they're all until I like had a phone, and I just feel like when you have a phone, you you say you're not going to get sucked into social media or whatever, and like, and you can start by not, you'll have like the restrictions and whatever that y'all are putting on the phones, where it's like, oh, you can't have Snapchat until this grade, or you can't have Instagram. But every kid gets past that. Every kid
Really?
secretly has Snapchat or Instagram, and it's just all brain rot. Like, it's just, and it just, I don't know, like, it's it's like like you like gain this weird consciousness when you get a phone that's like not there before, and it's literally, I think that your childhood ends when you get a phone. So I
And
wish I didn't get it until high school.
high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
But I do think you need a flip phone or some sort
what
of
about it?
communication, and
Listen,
you can't have no phone in middle school. Like, you have to have a flip phone at least or something.
so that people can make plans with you
Yeah,
or
because if you're being left out, then it's not worth it. But like, yeah, if you have a number to text or whatever, then it's fine.
what do you think some of the moms came up with this idea? Apple Watch.
Apple Watch. Yeah, I guess.
I thought that was
I don't
kind
know.
of
I've never had an Apple Watch,
I thought
so
it was a good compromise because they and I know there's other brands of watches because you get a phone number, you can receive texts.
it's so hard to text on there, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but
Such a small little screen.
still people can reach you, you can respond, but it doesn't have you're not scrolling on social media on an Apple
What if you
Watch.
just don't get a?
Think about it. Like if you're the one kid with the flip phone and you're around all the kids that have computers,
I feel like it's weirder to be the one kid. I would rather. I want to be the kid with the flip phone. That's way cooler.
well, you can say that now. But if you go back to your 6th grade, 7th grade self,
I think it's weirder to be the one kid with the Apple Watch than the one kid with the flip phone.
you do?
Well, I guess more than one kid has an Apple Watch. I don't know. I've never thought about just using an Apple Watch.
I
It
know,
sounds really difficult.
but
Set
it
up a
is
number and everything on it.
but it you have a number and if
What if you
you
just get a phone with where it can only text? Like, isn't that a thing?
have you ever tried to text on a flip phone?
No, 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 no. Like, isn't there a way to get like an iPhone where if you like remove the something?
That's the problem is that kids get all around it.
Oh.
And I think it's just, if you're not going to give your kid a device, but you want to get, but you still want, and there's some other kind of watch, some gadget that a mom told me about. I think the watch is a decent compromise.
You have all these people walking around. Their kids have watches on.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Why is it weird?
That just seems weird to me. I just, I don't know. I don't think that would be a real
Do
solution.
you
I don't
think that
think.
you think a flip phone is cool at this age because you like things that are retro?
No, I don't think a flip phone is cool. I just think it's a way better solution than a watch. It's just less. I don't know. Only having an Apple Watch is cringe, in my opinion.
It is,
Yeah.
even if you're like in 6th or 7th grade.
Yeah.
So
Remember that kid that I loved that Avery was friends with that only had a flip phone until ninth grade, or no, until, well, that was way too long. He didn't get it until like senior year. What was his name?
we're not going to say his name on the podcast.
Oh, is he listening?
I mean, you never know. You never know. So, okay. So let's go back to I think this is the problem is that you've got a kid and they're begging you, and I'm the only one. I'm the only kid. All my friends have it.
Say fuck off
Well,
and just tell them to, I don't know, text on a different thing. If they have well, won't they have a computer probably for school?
yeah.
So why can't they just text on that?
So you
Actually,
can
that would kind of suck.
see, so you're like, you shouldn't have gotten me the phone until 9th grade. But now when you're trying to problem solve it, you see that it's a complex conversation and issue.
No, I
There's
think if you got a flip phone and I would just, if I had to just deal with it, I would have been fine.
so if you get a flip phone, it sort of forces kids, I don't know, tell me if you agree, to have conversations, like call, like when you want to reach your friend because it's such a pain in the butt to text on. If you want to reach your friend or your friend wants to reach you, you have to actually call them.
It's probably good. It's
Do you
probably a
think
good
that would have
thing.
helped with some of the lagging skills that people your age have around
I don't know what you're talking about.
about having to have like make a haircut reservation, I mean a appointment, or call someone, when you say like, so what should I say again? Like, do you think as an 18-year-old you'd be saying, so what should I say again, if you had been having phone calls as your main source of communication with your friends since 6th grade?
No. It's probably a helpful
All right.
tool.
Like give kids more interpersonal
Yeah.
skills. Yeah. So maybe it's the flip phone that is difficult to text on. And so if they want to reach their friends or their friends want to reach them, they just have to give them a phone call.
Mm-hmm.
I
Are we
kind of
gonna
like
do a
that.
whole podcast about this? I could give you the solution in like 20 seconds.
Okay. Let me hear.
Give your kid a flip phone until ninth grade because it's good for communication and it doesn't have their childhood end. And by 12th grade, they'll be thanking you.
Okay. And what do they say to their kid when their kid is in the 6th grade brain and they're like, I hate you. Why do you're making my life so difficult? You're the only mom. Why do you have so many rules? It's the worst family ever. What do you say?
I don't know. I think you might just have to deal with that one.
So how do you deal with it? What does the parent think that helps them to deal and not become reactive or give in?
That even though you might be the worst parent, every kid has thought at some point they go into their room and they do that thing where they slam the door or whatever, and then they stand in their room and they go, they like talk to themselves and say, "I hate my mom," and that's gonna happen anyways. But I think you just have to keep in your mind that you, eventually your kid will be thankful and will end up being a good kid, and I think it's worth it, even if they're mad for when they're like 13 years old. It doesn't really end up mattering.
So what does a parent think when their kids, like when your kid is hating your guts and mad that you're not getting them the thing that they want?
Well, I don't know. It's obviously hard. It takes a lot of. Hopefully, all the listeners are pretty mature, but um, it just takes a lot of like if my kid's gonna be my kid's gonna be thankful in the future, so I just have to deal with this kind of pain right now.
Short-term pain for long-term gain.
Yeah, on God.
On God. Um all right. So the parent masters their mind and remembers you're playing the long game.
Just yeah, try not to fold. Even if you're, I don't know, if your kid's being evil, then I don't know. I don't really know. I've never parented anyone.
But you've been a
Sounds hard.
kid and you have been evil
No.
at times.
Well, I'm usually right when I'm evil. But yeah, it's just I don't know. That seems hard if your kid's mad at you. Like,
You're about to be the parent of 10 kids,
okay, but these kids I don't really care about as much as my own kid.
but
The,
they're going to be badgering
like,
you about
with
things.
Bobby 2 years ago when I was a camp counselor, and he's like pestering me the whole time, and he's like, "Let me call my mom. I need to go home. I need to go home." It was kind of like I talked him through it, and I explained my reasoning for why he should stay, and I like just leveled with him, and if and then eventually it was a little short-term pain because I was like, dang, this kid's so cute and he's upset all the time and he doesn't want to be here. But I knew it was long-term gain because if he stayed at camp, he was gonna be like happy. So then he stuck it out, and by the end, he was happy and was thanking me for or for like and like wishing that he was staying longer at camp than he was. So I think even if your kid's all upset at one moment, it's not gonna last.
So you just like listened to him and then you leveled with him.
Yeah, if you level, you're chilling.
So you told the truth. You listened to Bobby and then you leveled.
Yeah, you just have to explain to your kid. Like, don't keep it in your head. Don't be like, oh, I'm like plotting and I'm gonna make it so that he's like this perfect little angel that like you can say to your kid like your childhood ends when you get a phone. Like they'll probably understand. I don't know. They're smarter than you think. you know?
Okay, so you be the parent and I'll be the kid and I'll give a normal argument. Why? Why can't I have it? I don't understand. All my friends have it. You're so mean. You have so many rules around technology. Don't let me play my video games whenever I want. Like all my friends, they have it so much better. I hate this family.
Um, well, I don't know. That's pretty hard.
Yeah.
You just feel like I know it's really hard right now, and you feel like you might get left out of things, and that everyone else has it, but you'll be. I think you'll be really grateful in the future that you waited a little to get a phone, and don't think of it as like having a flip phone or a watch makes you like different from everyone else. It just I don't know, you get to enjoy your childhood for longer than everyone else does. They just have to rot away their brains earlier, which a kid might not understand that, but I don't know, it's just being truthful. Don't lie.
I'm not going to rot away my brain. I don't even know what you're talking about, mom, dad. I'll make you a dad.
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't even know what you're talking. I'm not going to rot away my brain and I'm not going to be addicted
I
to it.
can be
I don't
mom.
Mom, I'm not going to be addicted to it. I'm going to be responsible and I'm not going to be on it all the time. And I don't even know what you mean by my childhood ends. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard.
Say, yeah, that is the dumbest thing you ever heard. You're right. You can have a phone. That's
You
what
would
I would do.
cave. Right. That's why this is so hard. That's why this
No,
is
it's
so
not.
hard.
You just feel like, listen here, you little fuck. Oh, I can't say that. Is this PG?
No, you can,
Oh.
but some people might want to have their kids listen,
Oh.
although oop,
Trigger warning. Um, TW, as the abbreviators say.
TW.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. I like it.
abbreviators. Do you get that? Because I
Yeah,
abbreviated
I
it.
think I came up with that.
No, JP did.
I've been using it since I was a child.
Um, wait, where were we?
So
Oh yeah, what do you say? I don't know. It's pretty
I'm
hard.
not going to rot my brain. I'm going to be so good. Okay, can I insert?
Don't hit them with the. This is something not to do,
Okay.
class. Don't say. Um, studies show that the earlier you get your brain, like, don't say something like that. Don't say like based on doctors or something. Just like base it on the real world. You know, that's not good.
What do you think about this?
Uh,
I believe that you believe that, and I trust you to do what you say you're going to do. The part of that I don't trust is the teenager part of you that is not going to be able to hold back. Even though you think you're going to hold back, it's too difficult. It's difficult for adults. How could we expect kids to be able to manage this? Most adults are addicted to their phones. So if I just give you a little extra time, I know it doesn't feel fair, but I promise you I'm making this hard decision because I want to preserve your childhood and your brain and all the things that you're going to forget about once you have that device in your hand all the time. And I know it might not make sense, but I think it might make sense at some point.
mm-hmm.
What do you think? A kid
That's
that's
pretty chill. That's good. It's also like it's like all the things that you like. I feel like when you get a phone, like all the things that used to be really good are like
give us some
not as
examples.
like Halloween. Like Halloween goes from these like weird memories in the back of your brain of like these I don't know. It's just like childhood memories. Like it's hard to explain how they feel. But like then they go to like, oh, what picture am I gonna send to my friends that I'm wearing? Like and it turns to this whole thing. It's not even like social media, it's just that like
You stop being in a moment because you're just thinking about
yeah.
capturing the moment
Yeah.
for like you're creating content. You just become a
Yeah,
content.
your life is just content at that point, which I kind of love.
Ooh,
But
so you go from being a child to a content creator.
yeah, and eventually your childhood should end. Maybe it should be actually yeah, maybe ninth grade's a little late. Maybe like eighth grade,
Eighth grade.
because your childhood doesn't need to last till ninth grade because you're in high school. Like you don't want to be super immature.
Well, there is I mean, I don't think you're wrong on that. There's a whole movement of parents who do this. They sign this pledge, wait until eighth, and it's wait until eighth for a phone.
Yeah, I think I'm one of those
Yeah.
parents.
Yeah. You
I would sign that pledge.
wait until eighth. So sixth and seventh, it's still like a lot of kids haven't gone.
6th and 7th grade, you're still a little baby. 8th grade, you're kind of an evil little human. And then 9th grade, you're kind of like, it's like Bryce. Think about Bryce.
Yeah.
Not to name drop, but
Mm,
is that really illegal?
it's not illegal.
You probably name drop my name.
I've name dropped your name a million times. That's why you're here. What do you want to call me right now? What'd you call me recently? A cringe lord?
No.
Mm-hmm. Cringe lord. Okay, so you have to be willing to have this conversation. You have to be willing for your kids not to buy in. You have to be willing to sort of play bad cop and know that, like, don't fold, and just remind yourself that you're playing the long game. And parents, like, we're parenting in the wild west when it comes to this technology stuff. There's no playbook. There's I mean, all these tech companies, they don't have all of the um parameters that are probably going to exist at some point, because the tech companies know how evil this is for a developing kid's brain. That's why they've like all the CEOs and execs in these tech companies, they don't let their kids have phones till high school. There's been like all these
They
articles
know.
written
Yeah.
because they know how evil it is. It's like you're giving your kid a cocaine level high.
Mm-hmm.
All it's like, here's some cocaine, snort it as much as you want, a gazillion times a day.
The biggest thing I think is not the kids that I don't think it's the end of the world if you get your phone in 6th or 7th grade, but the kids that I know in my grade that have had phones since like 3rd grade and have been on Snapchat since like 4th or 5th grade are like, it's not even that their childhood ends, they're doing like bad things like earlier in
Mm-hmm.
life. They're texting bad people or sending bad things, and it's just like in middle school. Like
Yeah,
that does not need to be happening in middle school.
like their innocence wasn't preserved for as long as
Yeah, it probably
possible.
fucks them up forever or hex them up forever.
You're really dropping some F bombs, aren't you?
It's my thing. Werewolves, not swearwolves.
Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Well, I think it's helpful. What do we want to end with?
I don't know.
This is not an easy topic.
What do you mean end with? Didn't we
Like,
talk about everything? Oh, like
we
we need a
did,
little
but just
outro
as
or
a
something?
what? A
We
little
need an
outro?
outro?
Go for the outro. I don't know.
It's double R and CDR on the out. Peace out, homies. That's not it.
I don't even know what that means. Double R and CR?
Yeah.
Okay, I got it. Yeah. So wait until eighth. This is the consensus. Wait until eighth. Get them. If you don't, if you're in a community of a bunch of wait until eighths, I don't think the Apple Watch and the flip phone is necessary, because the kids will just continue.
How the heck are they supposed to hang out?
Well, they'll
don't-
text on their computer, or they'll make plans old school, like, "Hey, can you hang out on Tuesday?"
Unrealistic.
If it's a whole community of wait until eight,
Never gonna happen.
it happens in some communities.
In where? Narnia? That's
No,
never happened ever.
I know a woman in San Francisco who was literally going to
San
move.
Francisco is not a real place on this earth.
It is.
Okay, but that's not gonna happen anywhere else besides California.
It happens. Remember when we were in Boulder
Maybe
and
Austin, Texas.
remember when we were in Boulder during the pandemic, and we could just tell it was such a that family that lived next door to us, and they were like eating lunch, the kids were playing outside like crazy,
Yeah, but
and
that's not gonna happen everywhere. That's not gonna happen in like New Jersey.
probably not. So if you're not in a community of wait until eighth, go for the watch or the flip phone. And I think we gave you some tips for how to master your mind
Sorry for my outro. It was kind of cringy.
Um,
I'm thinking
who's the
about it.
cringe lord now?
You, because you just said that. You
um,
win.
okay, so yeah, so master your mind. Remember, you're playing the long game.
Was that on purpose?
Don't fall. What?
Do you say that every podcast?
I know every podcast, but I say it a lot.
Master your mind.
That's the reason I named my company Mastermind Parenting. That makes me
Cringe.
Oh,
No, I'm just kidding. I like it.
thanks.
No, I like it.
Thanks.
No, I do like it.
Mm. And when your kid keeps coming at you, I think we helped with some potential things to say, and then just realizing that you may have to just walk away. You're not going to convince them if they get all worked up. You have to just leave them alone and allow them to process, because nothing's going to get accomplished when they're all worked up and then you're trying to convince them. They're not listening. They're not hearing you. They're going to double down and just fight with you more. And so I know it's hard because you really want to try and convince your kids that they should understand. Like, everybody wants their kids to say, "You're right, mom. Thanks. Yeah, I've changed my mind about the phone." And that's just not going to happen. So just be prepared that that's not going to happen. Your kid's going to be pissed at you. You're going to have to deal with the discomfort of your kid being pissed at you when really you just want to have happy kids. So understand that, leave the room, and then stay strong
Mm-hmm. And master your mind.
and master your mind. Long game.
End game.
End game. Thank you for doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Bye, everyone. Have a great week.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for listening today, guys. I hope you picked up some tips, tools, maybe some baby steps for creating more balance and boundaries in your life. And I just wanted to let you know, if you want to continue moving the needle forward in creating this for yourself, having a happier household, I want you to go to my website and check out mastermindparenting.com. We have 3 beginning programs, and if you need some accountability and more support, then please look for the one that would be a good fit for you. And as always, we're on all the social channels under Mastermind Parenting. On Instagram, it's mastermind_parenting. And periodically I do pop up on different Instagram lives, Facebook lives, where I give you teaching and coaching, and I love engaging with you live to help you help your strong-willed kids so that they can feel better, because when they feel better, they do better. And I love, love, love getting to know you guys. So thanks for listening. If you like this podcast, please don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review. Super, super appreciative.